Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming Gold, episode 30. My name is Jordan Rader. I am your host, and this week I want to talk about the new Final Fantasy patch. But first, I would like to say I'm sorry about last week. Things were a little crazy with school, and I got a new computer. Um, I'd like to say thank you to my friend Matt for helping me find the parts and with technical questions and all that fun stuff. So, thanks, buddy. Um, So let's just jump right into 2.1 because there's a ton of stuff, a ridiculous amount of stuff in this patch for Final Fantasy. And yeah, it's a doozy. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So they added new storyline stuff, so the story progresses past level 50 now. I mean, there's still only 50 levels, but there's more story stuff to do. Um, so that's kind of cool. There's new dungeon. There's a new dungeon. There's two hard modes of existing dungeons. They added um, a higher difficulty of the three primals that were in the game. Before it was the story mode, hard mode, and then now there's extreme mode. I haven't fought them yet, but from everything I hear, they are worthy of the title of extreme. Um, they added in a bunch of side quests all over the place at varying levels. They added a hard mode of Ultima, who was a boss in the story mode, and now there is an actual hard mode of them. So that's kind of cool. Also haven't done that yet. If you progress through the story, you unlock Good King Mogamog, who is another primal to fight. So there's a lot of primal fights that they added to this. I mean, there's the three extremes. There's Ultima, who's basically a primal. I mean, not really, but uses the power of primals. And Good King Mogamog. So that's five primals that they added. They also did a ton of quality of life improvements in this. The Fate primals, Behemoth and Odin, they adjusted their priorities so they shouldn't despawn now when you're fighting them, which will be a huge, huge thing while fighting them. Should make them much easier to kill and a lot more enjoyable to fight, just based on going out there and fighting them. I think I fought him like three times. Fought Odin like three times. I've never fought Behemoth. But basically, if you're not standing in the exact right spot, he'll disappear, and then you can't target him, and you gotta move, and it's horrible. So hopefully all those problems are fixed and everything can be good to go. Um, let's see what else. Oh yes, of course. Why I can't forget about these two. Crystal Tower. Crystal Tower is a big one. It is a 24-man raid, but you can only go in with 8 people tops. And then there are two other groups that come in with you, basically. If you go in with anything less than 8 people, it'll fill you. You go in through the duty finder. It's not like you just queue up with, or you just go in with 8 and click on a button and now you're in there. You queue up in the duty finder. So you go in and you go in with your 8 people, or your however many people filled in with people from the duty finder, and then there's two other groups, and you go through, and there's a bunch of different bosses. Again, I haven't had a chance to go through it because of something I'll talk about in just a second. Um, but I did watch it over my friend's shoulder, one of my roommate's shoulders, and it looks like a ton of fun. I saw the last two fights, the Behemoth fight, King Behemoth, sorry, and there's some cool mechanics in there. Not anything overly complicated, but it is complicated by the fact that you have, anywhere from 23 to 16 people that you've never done anything with before. Um, can make it complicated. And then the last fight, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but um, he looks like a boss straight out of Final Fantasy 3 or one of the older Final Fantasies. And he has some cool mechanics. Basically, it's pretty much a don't stand and stuff fight, but um, it looked like a lot of fun. So the the reason why I haven't gone into Crystal Tower yet is because of the fates. There's a whole quest line that leads up to Crystal Tower, and they require you to go do these 4 fates. And the fates were broken. When I say broken, I mean they wouldn't spawn for up to 3 hours. Kind of broken. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna wait till they fix it, and then I'll I'll come back and do these. So supposedly they fixed it last night in maintenance, in a quick maintenance that they did. I haven't had a chance to log in and check because I just woke up. But after I finish my schoolwork, I will go check that out, and I'll let you know next week. I just have to remember. I said I'd let you know next week. Um, and let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Oh yes, housing. Housing, yeah, yeah, housing. Square, 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 square. I love you guys. I love the concept of housing, but right now, I want to punch you in the face. Um, 3 months to maybe have enough money. So for you guys who don't know, basically, housing is in the game. They implemented it with this patch. On the Cactar server, the large houses started at 125 million gil. Now, my free company, we had a couple fundraiser events, before this and stuff like that, and we got a decent amount. I mean, the guild coffer has like I think 3,000 gil in it right now, or not 3,000, 3 million gil in it right now. And I was like, yeah, hey, we're doing pretty good. We'll be able to get something. No, no. For the large house, which is what my free company wants, it is 125 million gil just to buy the land. Now the houses they've said are much cheaper, so only 7 or 8 million for that. That's chump change in comparison, right? Um, and the prices go down over time. Every 6 hours, they go down by 0.14%. After 90 days, they will have dropped to 50%, and that will be their end. They will not go any lower than that. So, um, yeah, we've got some saving up to do. So, my FC is going to be doing that, and we will save up and buy our large house. Hopefully, gonna have an officer meeting about stuff and talk about the whole housing situation this weekend. Um, but yeah, housing it's expensive. On Cactar, there's only one FC that has a house as of last night. Whenever I was checking out all the housing areas, there was one, and they had a small house, and that thing is basically just a room. So what did they do? This is what's awesome. Um, they set permissions so anybody can enter. They put a comfy couch on one side. They put some things on the walls and stuff like that, and they put a hot tub in there. So it's a room with a couch and a hot tub, and they just like have nonstop like come in, hang out, party, whatever. They're the only free company in the entire server as of last night at 10 o'clock that had a house on Cactar. Um, Now, one of the other cool things about housing, and I know I sound like I'm dissing housing and stuff like that. I really am not. I think that it's way overpriced at the moment, but I understand why Yoshi did it. Um, doesn't mean I have to like it, but I understand why he did it. Um, Basically, he wants something for guilds to feel they have something to shoot for. Right now, if you're a raiding guild, you've probably down turn 5 or you're in turn 5 if you're, hardcore or remotely hardcore. My FC, which is not hardcore, is in turn 5. We've fought Twintania sometimes. We're getting up to the middle-ish, endish of phase 2 in that fight, and we've only fought our like 3 nights really that we really tried. And we didn't even do that many attempts on those nights. Maybe a handful of attempts each night. Um, so we're not really hardcore. There's a lot of guilds that have beat turn 5. I mean, there's guilds on my server that I keep saying guilds, FCs, free companies that have like 6 coil groups, like ridiculous. Um, so yeah, I think that guilds do need something to sort of keep them together and keep them working on a goal, and I understand that. But at the same time, you're going to have free companies that are never going to get a house. At least never going to get the house they want. And that's a big difference. Yeah, they might be able to get a small house if it's like 10 people, but the small houses are one room. Like, uh, if they want a medium or large house, they're really gonna have to work on it. But one of the cool things they did, and because I'm starting to run over on time here, one of the cool things they did is there are three different housing areas, one for each of the cities, and in each of those there are 30 plots of land. On every one of those, three of them are large plots, and then there's a certain amount of medium and a certain amount of small. I don't remember. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but there are then also five instances of that zone. So for each city, you get 15 large plots. So if people are looking for large plots, and then for the entire server, you have 45. So if people are looking for large plots, big guilds, things like that, they are there. Now, whether you get the one you want, because there's only five versions of that large plot, like in Gridania, there's one that's absolutely amazing. And if my free company chooses Gridania, that's where I'll want to. That's the plot I'm looking to buy. But if five other free companies buy it before me, then I'm out of luck. I don't get it unless they add more instances, which unless the housing areas start to really fill up, I don't see them doing. Um, so yeah, I'm running really over here. I'm gonna cut it off here, and I'll see you guys next week. So be sure to, if you have any questions, anything like that, any comments, ideas for the show, things you want to hear about, like, favor, subscribe, share, all that stuff. You can contact me on YouTube. You can contact us on Facebook. Um, you can contact me on Twitter, which is all down here, um, and I will try to reply to you guys. And yeah, that's everything. Have a good week, guys. See you next time.